Hey everybody, I'm glad y'all are tuned in a minute. This is Matt Davis here with Main Street Crossing. We switched spots tonight. We're coming at you from the alley right behind right behind the venue. And my favorite spot to do videos like this, as y'all know, is over at Brodigham's Bar and Grill, which is a great place. And I would encourage y'all to go there and get drinks there, get food there. They got great steaks, but good for them, they're too busy tonight and it's too loud. So I looked for a new spot. So we're hanging out in the alley. I'm here with Carolyn Wonderland.
Howdy.
Absolutely one of the coolest musicians in the whole world. This is probably her, I think it's her 5th gig here over the last...
I think so.
It's about 5, and we're sold out tonight, which is great. Well, technically, I think we have 2 tickets left, but for all intents and purposes, we're sold out, which is going to be great, and she's going to rock this place tonight. And
it's going to be fun as hell.
It is. So, actually, the last time she was here, I was out on something, I don't even remember what, so I didn't get to catch up with her. So she and I haven't sat down and talked in a couple of years. The first time you were here, you and I and your husband, we all sat down for an hour and talked about all kinds of fun stuff, but it's been a while since we chatted. And so what we do here is we have no agenda.
Perfect.
At all. It's just 2 people just hanging out, talking about life.
Well, cheers to that, my
Cheers
friend.
to that. So this is a special occasion, so normally I go with the cheap wine, but this is the
Nice.
best bottle of Cabernet that we have in the restaurant. It's called Mount Veeder, and I have to get a second job to pay for this.
Oh, nice. Well, I appreciate it.
But it's good. And you can get a bottle of Mount Veeder when you're here, but we do it only by the bottle. Can't do this one by the glass. So me and Carolyn have to finish the whole thing. But that's,
oh dear.
That's only 2 apiece. And we don't have to do it all right now.
Perfect.
So we're in the middle of a video over here.
Howdy, you want to come be in
Super
the video
fan.
and say howdy?
You want to come say hi in the video? We're live on Facebook right here.
Howdy.
You come stand behind here for a minute.
What's your name, my
You can
friend?
see
Kathleen Disney.
Oh, nice, man. Nice to meet you.
Kathleen Disney here.
May I ask, is this for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sweet.
Andrew Donlin just logged on. What's up, Andrew?
T-H-L-E-E.
C-A-T-H. C with the
Ah,
Irish C.
I can dig that.
Clean. L-E-E-E-N.
You're going to be forever famous now.
E-L-L.
L-E-E-N.
Sweet.
C-A-T-H-L-E-E-N.
Beautiful.
Charlie Boy Drew Hollis just logged on.
Howdy.
Hey, Charlie!
He's over in the Austin, Texas right now.
Oh, nice. We'll see y'all very soon. Always
Yeah,
nice to
like
be
I
back in
say,
Texas for a
ATX
while.
tuning in.
Woot!
You live in Austin, don't you?
I do. I moved there in '99. I was pursuing the land of free guitar lessons, and boy howdy, it still is.
Oh, like metaphorically, like
For real,
like
you
you
can
get
go
to
out.
be around people.
Oh
and-
man, yeah, it is a walking music lesson if you let it be that, man. It's like Saturday afternoon. I got $5. Oh, I think I'll go see Red Volkart and learn like a chord for every note I know.
That sounds like a great place to learn.
My friend,
Ma'am.
thank you kindly. Thanks for coming out.
We'll see you in at the show. What about my hug? Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
only
you.
fair.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Look at that, Ziggy Moonshine. Great songwriter. Ziggy Moonshine's a great songwriter from
Howdy,
around
man.
here. He just tuned in and said, love it. Glad you tuned in, buddy. We need to hang out sometime soon. And
I know a place across from some railroad tracks. I believe they call it a Main Street crossing.
that's a good place to hang out. That's right. Carolyn, I don't even know where to start. We're just hanging out.
I
So,
can get to that.
so maybe we'll talk about music for a little bit. Maybe we'll talk about other stuff. What got you into music? What made you do this instead of, being a science professor or a chemist or a school teacher or a business mogul or, whatever? How'd this happen for you?
I'd love to have been a chemist. Actually, I like the whole science aspect of things. But I learn in the techno-kinesthetic sense. I tend to have to screw things up before I learn how to do them right. So hands-on approach.
That's
to
a lot of
messing things
us.
up. So I guess that's why music's a good thing. I mean, if I mess up, nobody's really going to get hurt. Like, oh, is that a flat 5? Sorry. It's okay. It's just a siren sound. Your head will not actually explode.
I don't know. Sometimes I tell artists right before they go on stage, right before they go on, when I'm about to introduce them, and I walk in the green room, I'm about to introduce you, and I say, now guys, there's only one rule here, and that's no bad notes.
Uh-oh. No bad notes. That's a good rule, because really there are no bad notes, just really crap recoveries.
Then my one, I have one other rule, and the no bad notes. That one's a joke, but you're allowed to hit bad notes. I mean, you won't. But my other one is when you're at a music venue 5 nights a week, which I am. I'm in the same venue 5 nights a week. You're often in 5 nights a week, except it's all over the place.
Yeah,
but
man.
What gets really old really fast is tuning jokes.
Oh, I can get to that. I can get to that.
I don't allow tuning jokes, like the whole "I tune because I care" or something about getting if you drink enough, you won't be able to tell I'm out of tune, or just all those. So
it's a good rule of thumb.
I used to have a sign in the green room, but one of the artists stole it and said no tuning jokes. That my friend Connie Norell made for me. She has a sign company, but it's gone now.
Oh, well, see, someone loved it and wanted to take it on the road with them.
I guess so.
Possibly as a note to band member. Hard to tell. Oh, I think the only time it's appropriate, maybe around Christmas time, when you could say it's like a secular version of Silent Night.
Yes, that's great.
That's about it, though.
I think I kind of interrupted you. You moved to Austin and for guitar lessons, so you get to do this for a living, full time.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Great.
I feel really lucky about that. I mean, I know plenty of players way better than I'll ever be that haven't been that lucky. So, shit, that's super lucky. I mean,
there's not a lot of players better than you, Carolyn. Sorry.
You're very kind with that estimation.
Why do you think we keep bringing you back? Not only just because you're really cool, but because the music's fantastic.
I thought it was my husband's hot sauce. I'll be honest with you.
That hot sauce is amazing.
We'll have another batch soon.
It's so good. It's so good. I forgot what peppers y'all use. You grow your own peppers.
He does. Whitney is amazing. So he grows they're basically a variation of the Trinidad Scorpion, or the 7 pots, which are like the stuff that's from Trinidad that started all the it's like the mother of the ghost pepper and stuff. But they taste so good. It's like they're hot as hell, but they taste lovely.
Like you grow them in the backyard, right?
Yep. That's the hard part.
It's so cool. Can we talk about your husband for a minute then?
Oh yeah.
If we brought him up. The first time you were going to be here, the way that I found out who he is, the first time you were coming, I was putting your name up on the marquee, and I wanted to double check that I didn't spell anything wrong. Because one time Michael Martin Murphy was coming here, I didn't know there was an E in between the H and the Y on the end.
Fair.
So artists here for the first time, I got to check out the spelling, and I go to Wikipedia.
There he pops up. Poor Kathleen there.
and it says married to A. Whitney Brown, and I thought her husband must be some kind of celebrity if they're going to put that, and because I didn't remember his name, and I looked him up, and I was like, oh my gosh, that guy from Saturday Night Live, and then he was on Saturday Night Live, became a writer, was a stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah.
And amazing at growing peppers too.
As it turns out, amazing at growing peppers. Anytime he gets into something, it's really fascinating. I come home from tour and it's like he'll have a whole new compendium, a whole new hobby or something that he's into. It's like a flint napping, or here I've made you this thing. One day I went off just on a 2-day trip. I come back and I was like, hey, there's this crappy futon frame I'd like to get rid of.
Dilly from somebody.
Howdy. So I was like, get rid of this crappy futon wood if you don't mind. Maybe we'll use it as firewood. I come home, and he had made the nicest table in the house out of it.
So he can do anything.
Pretty much. He sets his mind to it. I'm perpetually fascinated by that guy.
But I really like him. The first time he was here, he and I talked, especially like during sound check and everything when he didn't have anything to do. He and I, we just sat and chatted and talked about peppers and hot sauce and life and politics and all kinds of stuff. That guy can talk politics.
Oh yeah.
And we just had a great time. So that's the only when you're coming here for shows, I'm like, I hope he's going to be here tonight. And
Whitney, you got to come next time.
Next time.
It's the truth.
I've been missing you.
Aww.
So anyway, it's great. So this is only our 4th live video here, which is cool. Nice. Our live stream, and we've never actually put any music on it before, because usually we go over to the restaurant and bar. You want to make some cool noise here for a minute? I can always make some goofy noise.
Let's see, What key is that? As that air conditioner in? I think it's in E. I think we're good. Gonna head on down, have myself a time, running around, running out of rhymes, but I ain't worried. Lord knows I don't care. I'm gonna pull this song right out of my thin air. Gonna run around with all of my friends. can't see straight again. I'm down at the bar, baby, don't get in the way. 'Cause I ain't drinking to you, honey, ain't got nothing to say. Slip away.
I love it. I love it. That's a pretty awkward angle to play.
I know.
To hold
I
the guitar.
I feel like I should be playing upright.
You can't play double bass, can you?
I can't play much of anything, but I sure try.
Oh no! On a serious note, I wasn't joking. I've never heard you play acoustic guitar before.
I don't usually. It's kind of a thing. I have my mom's old acoustic at the house these days, so I've been writing on it a great deal, and then I just got asked to do one of them Roots on the Rail shows with Dave Alvin, where they get on a train and they go.
I've heard
place
he's
to
really
place.
cool. He's never been
He's
here.
amazing. He's just, that guy's got amazing stories, and he's real good at telling stories too. Like, his songs are great, but listening to him talk as well. He could tell you about going to the mailbox and keep you just enthralled. Like, all right, and then what happened?
Oh, those guys are the best.
Oh, he's so cool, man. Incredibly humble dude.
Does
too.
he live in? Is he an Austin guy?
No, he lives in Los Angeles.
L.A. Far
Oh,
away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So what was the first love for you when it comes to music? I mean, because like, okay, so like mine for me, I used to play music a lot. I don't play very much anymore. But mine for me, mine for me was making up songs, you know,
Yeah.
and singing songs. Like, that was my thing. I never wanted to be Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan, or, you know, I never got into playing lead. I'm a boring finger picker guy.
Oh,
it's all to back my song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I did. But you
For
can.
the sake of the song, it's more important.
But you're a great
anyway.
writer and a
Great.
fantastic singer,
Aw.
and a guitar shredder, and
Oh.
great. Do you know, by the way? Do you know who Charlie Crockett is?
Know the name. I'm trying to place the song.
It looks like that.
Ah.
I'm wearing his shirt. I had Charlie Crockett on here last night. We've had a whole bunch of people watch that video, which is
Killer.
great. But right towards the end of the video, I was saying that you were going to be on here hanging out with me tonight, and he was like, "Oh my gosh," because he's moved to Austin. He's like, "Carolyn Wonderland is so good."
Oh,
and
man,
no,
thank
we did.
you,
We
Charlie.
talked about you for about a minute, and it was really cool. And so anyway, you're a guitar player extraordinaire. You play what? Did you play the trumpet?
Sometimes,
Play
yeah.
some trumpet sometimes.
Yeah.
So what's the first love? What?
Probably the guitar, because like I said, my mom had that one around the house, and then she found a piano in a flea market, so we brought that to the house as well. And it
You
was
can play
really,
piano too?
I kind of suck at it, but it's fun, you know. I like to have one. I got a helping still at the house, and a little con organ as well.
Nice.
But it's kind of funny to me, because the first piano my mom got flea market style here, just outside of Houston. It had the original, you know, everything on it. And it's from 1880 something, so it could never be tuned to C. You'd have to like take everything out and redo it. So it was tuned to B flat. And it was perfect because I played trumpet, so I never had to like transpose the music. I just like chords with the left hand, trumpet with the right. Here we go.
That's really, really cool.
Well, but it also means I'll probably never have like perfect pitch or anything. So I'm like, yeah, it's just relative. Whatever. Are we in tune? We're good.
Your pitch is pretty good, pretty dang good. I took
You're
piano
very kind.
lessons when my parents when I was a kid. They, gosh, probably starting in second grade, I'd guess. They made me start taking piano lessons.
Doesn't that itch a part of your head though that you don't think got itched?
Yeah,
otherwise?
well, the thing was, my parents were always so supportive of everything that I did. With sports, they never put too much pressure on me. The piano was like the one thing that they said, "You're gonna do this."
You got to figure this one out.
And
yeah.
so it kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Oh, I
like
get
just
that.
because, and they were like, "One day you're gonna wish you could play the piano," and I'm like, "But I don't want to do this right now." And when I was in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, I didn't care about anything except for baseball, football, basketball. I wasn't into any. I wasn't into girls yet. I mean, like.
Oh yeah, I was a late bloomer there too. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
cooties,
just-
gross, no.
It was
I'll
sports.
hang out with my guitar.
Sports was everything, so I didn't want to do it, and so they were right. I would wish that later on in life that I knew how to play it. I wish so bad. I would trade being able to play the
Man.
guitar for piano for me any day, but
You
I never
still
did.
can is the thing, man. There's there's amazing instructional videos and stuff out there to
Right.
check out. But if you're into like Dr. John has this one, and it's like
Oh, he's
like
great.
a 4-book series or so. A friend of mine turned me onto it years ago, and I just love it because I can just randomly go pick a turnaround and go Oh, so that's what, that's what Professor Longhair would have done from that transition. And he's really good at explaining it, and it's written in music. It's also on CD, so you can hear it. And just hearing him talk's pretty damn fine too. That's worth the price of admission right there.
I think the first time I ever heard of Dr. John was he had a cameo, whatever you want to call it, did a song on The Last Waltz with the band, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Such
I didn't know who it was, and I was like, man, that guy is cool. That movie, I guess you've probably seen that movie.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to have seen that movie.
Yeah.
That used to be, especially in my band days, back when I had a band and we were young and we sucked. But the thing about bands when you're young, probably when you're not young either, but you always think your band is good until the next band, and then you go, well, that band wasn't good, but now this band is. And I look back and they were all bad. I mean, not totally, we were learning. Right. We were kids learning.
I have a theory. The more you play, the less you suck. So you just keep playing.
Well, it is. And my first band, my bass player, we started, his name's John Michael Sheff. He's an Austin guy now, and he plays with Jack Ingram and Ray Wiley Hubbard.
Yeah. Okay.
He played with that Rocky Erickson guy for a long time.
Love Rocky. Yeah, man.
He was with Rocky for, I don't know, 3 years or something. He's a fan. So, but we started out literally 5 blocks from here where his parents live. He was he was a senior in high school. He got a Slammer bass, was the brand name for Christmas. Slammer is one of those packages where you get it's $109 and you get a tiny amp like this.
Yes. And
you get a strap and you get a crappy tuner and you get and it looks like a P bass or a jazz bass, but it's not.
No.
And we sat in his room. I'm 21, he's 18. He's my best friend's little brother, so that was the kind of the connection.
Yeah.
Joel, his older brother's name is Joel. He works at Floor's Country Store now. And
very cool. See, everybody's still in music.
I know. And so John Mike, we started out learning where John Mike would play literally one note on the chord change. So like you hit the G and then he wouldn't play, boom, and then wait till it's time to go to the C.
Okay.
We were brand new. And then now he is one of the best bass guitar players in all of Texas, and that was we were learning together. And then my first lead guitar player is playing full-time bass now too, at 33 years old or whatever. Cody Foote, he plays with Aaron Lewis, who was the guy.
Cool.
Do you know who Aaron Lewis is?
Yeah,
he was the lead singer of that band Stained that had that song "It's Been a While" where the whole house catches on fire in the video and stuff. Do we have a problem in there, Alicia?
Running out of bacon?
Tell her to cook some bacon. Yeah. We're almost out of bacon. What's up, Tom Hendricks? I see you're tuned in. Man, bacon is important.
Apparently
I know,
so,
but I don't think you're not.
Dude.
You're not into meat, though, are you?
No, I haven't eaten it in a while, but that doesn't stop me from being impressed. I can dig it, man.
But them in the smell.
When you walk in. I'm with you, man. I've been without pig for many years, but I still like the smell.
Well, I understand. I've done lots of different diets. I went gluten-free for a handful of years, and that's not the exact same thing, but I've messed around with a lot of different eating lifestyles.
I can get to that.
Yeah.
Being on the road is always a diet of convenience. It's a gift to remind yourself. A salad a day, man. Salad a day.
I did that tonight. I was like, man, I haven't eaten any vegetables today,
and I gotta do that.
And I just filled a bowl full of spinach and.
That's the rules.
That's the rules. You gotta have the vegetables, even with the bacon sometimes. But so yeah, that's so. Sorry, I'm talking so much. That was where I was going with the Last Waltz thing. That was like my band. That's what we did. Like we'd come home from a gig, or come home from practicing, or come home from misbehaving, or whatever, and like that. I couldn't tell you how many times we watched that movie. We rotated like every other night. We'd either watch the Paul McCartney Back in the U.S. 2002 tour video, and then the next night would be the Last Waltz.
He always has a great band too, Jesus.
And his band, they don't change.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. It's always the great band.
Those guys stick with him. A lot of times, guys. I think Paul's probably a pretty cool guy. It doesn't seem like he burns a lot of bridges, like some artists do, where it just feels like it's a rotating wheel of good musicians. But his drummer, Abel Borealis, is incredible.
Oh shit, yeah.
And he's great. So
I always loved the band growing up, and I gotta say, like the most life-changing event for us was back in 2009, I got to go play at the barn for the first time, and then getting to go back and play at Levon's place is just, it was perfect time, and it's one of them times in your life where you're about to, you know, hang it all up. What the hell am I doing? And it's like, all right.
You get to play at Levon's place.
Yeah, man. We just came back from there a couple weeks ago.
That was before he passed away, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he passed away in what, 2012 maybe?
11 or 12. Yeah,
Somewhere in there?
Yeah, 12.
Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, several times.
No.
He was super cool, man. He was
man.
incredibly supportive of, like, you know, like punk kids like us who would come through and play. He was really, really sweet, you know, and he'd invite you to come up and sing with him, and it was just, he's generous. And that dude, man, he plays with joy, and I mean that sincerely. He's the most joyful cat I ever played with.
Yeah, he had such a really cool, unique voice. I mean,
Yeah.
really, his voice,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you could hear, he could play a song that I've never heard before, you know what I mean? Like, you've never heard the song, some B-sides, unreleased, something, and like right away, you're like, that.
Aha, we're back.
There we go,
You
we're
missed
back.
all the cuss words.
Uh-oh, Ziggy Moonshine, that's the guy that I said, the local guy, great
Yeah.
songwriter, really great, has a beautiful voice. He's about my age. He wanted to ask you, what gives you inspiration to write?
Man, usually stuff that makes me mad. When I'm happy, you know, I mean, you're like hanging out doing the stuff, you're dancing or having a good time. But when something confuses me or I'm upset, that's usually when I find a bunch of pens and blank pages. And I go just like that motorcycle right there, vroom, vroom, and then the song comes out.
Well, that's good. That must mean you're not sad that often, because a lot of people they always write from a place of sadness.
I get to that. I think I went through a period of that when I was younger. I did a songwriter in the round thing where I sat down next to Billy Joe Shaver because I was so excited to meet him. I was like, wow. So I sat down next to him, and I didn't realize that means you got to follow him every time around.
I don't want to do that.
Dude,
I love Billy Joe, but I don't want to.
I felt a fool. I was like, hey, this isn't exactly Black Rose, but here's a song about how I like this person and they don't like me. Okay, it's in cheap. Yeah, boo.
All right, so it was in the round. Was it just you two, or was there a third person in there, or a fourth?
There was 3 or 4 folks there. I'm trying to think. I want to say Tab Benoit was on that, and Billy Joe Shaver.
Tab's good.
And I know Ray Price played later in the day, but I don't think he was on the songwriter thing. I think Jesse Dayton might have been at that one.
I know Jesse.
That's the I want to say mid-90s or so. It's been a while. Yeah, Eddie came up and played. That's the first time Eddie and I played together. I love that guy. I miss him, and if anybody's ever interested, check out some Billy Joe Shaver. Go check out, especially some of the live stuff, like, you know, live at Old Smith's Bar, and just check out some Eddie Shaver, because that is the best thing to happen to a guitar in a long time.
Yeah, I never got to meet Eddie. That was.
Ooh. You can still hear him. You know, that's the beauty of music being recorded. Is
Eddie passed before I got into country music, and
and he brought so much to country music.
Yeah, I grew up with my parents' music, and my parents were both Yankees. And
get to that.
My dad's from New Jersey, my mom's from Michigan for the most part. My mom moved around a lot. Her dad worked for Ford Tractor Company, so they moved a lot, but it was always up north. So I grew up listening to the Beatles and Simon and Garfunkel and James Taylor and the Association and Neil Diamond and all that stuff, all kinds of stuff like that. So I never listened to country music till I was 19 years old, and all of a sudden it was like
country music was my rebellion, because my mom was all into the Who and the Stones and, you know, and the Beatles and stuff like that. My dad was more into like Johnny Ace and oddly enough like
Johnny Ace. I don't know Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace, man, he was a great blues singer. People in Houston and Texas especially know him from the story where he would often play games of Russian roulette, like to impress the ladies. And
For real,
Christmas Day at the Houston Coliseum with Big Mama Thornton right there, he played a game and lost.
Not on stage.
Backstage.
Backstage?
Before the show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. Houston, Texas has some very interesting tales.
Oh.
Johnny Ace, though, man, highly underrated. And if you haven't had a chance to hear him, go seek him out, man.
Was he a player too? Was he a good guitar player?
I
didn't mean no.
Yeah, probably.
No,
so.
I meant
impressing the ladies with that. I'd say he's probably a player.
That's not what I meant. I mean, like, you know, a lot of blues players that even the frontmen are all, they're singer, but they're also playing lead, and they're a great lead guitar player.
You know, I hate to say, but I don't know him only because obviously I never got to see him live.
Gotcha.
But the albums were all I knew. Only knew of his voice. It wouldn't surprise me though.
What year was that he passed?
Ooh, you have to look that up.
I mean, like ballpark. We talking like
boom, 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 boom. Dear Siri. No,
Siri.
I'm not real sure. I'd have to.
Okay.
If I pulled out a year, I'd be pulling it out of my ass. It was before I was around, for sure.
So that's what your dad was listening to.
Yes.
And then when you wanted to rebel,
I, found a country radio station that I was into, because it's not what my mom was playing and not what my dad was playing, and that kind of sucked for a little while. And then I found public radio.
Right. I rebelled with
KPFT, man. That was
KPFT 90.1 down in Houston.
Yeah, that's what turned me on a whole lot as a kid. Stuff I'd never heard.
Two
Nice Girls, all the Rocky Erickson I heard. Like, I mean, seriously, yeah. And they still got some fine blues shows.
I actually on 90.1 KPFT they do on one of their shows. I don't remember what show it is, but they have a song of a blues. It's a blues show, and they do a blues song of the day. Okay, and they put it on the front page of the KPFT website. And
is it the Blues Hound or Nuri?
It might have been. I don't think it was the Blues Hound one, and I think it's only like a 1 day a week show or something. Right. And I had
someone's going to write in and let us know. They're going to say,
"That's right,
dude. It's Nuri. It's Sunday afternoon. What's the matter?"
Yeah,
Saturday. Sorry.
I don't play the blues, but I had the blues song of the day on KPFT that was recorded. I'm not kidding, on an iPad. My friend,
Nothing wrong with that. Technology leveling the playing field.
I was doing songwriting lessons, teaching songwriting lessons to this guy who was a good friend of mine named Tom Duncan, and he was a 50-year-old dude, and he comes in one day and he has these lyrics to this song that he wrote the night before, and he says, "I'm really excited about this song, but I think it's supposed to be a blues song, and
cool.
and I don't know how it goes, but here's the lyrics. Can you do anything with it?" So I only know like one kind of bluesy scale thing in E, because I'm a folk singer. And so I started playing that.
Man. Lightning Hopkins is the same both ways.
So I play this song, and I just made up the melody on the fly, and he goes, "Man, I love that. Do you care if I record it so I can remember it and learn it?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure." And he took out his iPad, and he just recorded it with the iPad, not a video, just the audio.
Yeah.
And I played it for the second time. It was only the second time I ever played it. And then I'm like, "Yeah, man, so you can go learn it." Well, then he sent it to KPFT, the iPad recording, and I had the blues song of the day, and I don't know how to play the blues. But he made up all the words, and I just made up the sound from the one EAB blues scale I know.
Get a pentatonic, learn a couple of Chuck Berry riffs, and it's a damn fine start.